Yep, so my name's Wynne from the University of Plymouth. I've been a research fellow there now for about 3 years, 1 year of which was employed by the University of Plymouth and 2 years of which was on a Daphne Jackson Trust fellowship. And before that, I was a builder. So, and before that, I did have a bioscience career. So this is my, of the scientist, I thought I'd do some sort of metabolic pathway type thing of what happens with a career gap. So this, I'm going to kind of do what happened to me, but I think it's fairly typical on average what happens to a lot of people. So I had a reasonably good bioscience career going on, steadily going up for about roughly 10 years. And then I left, and most of my time was taken up with childcare. And as the children got older, I took on some part-time work, but not in the biosciences. And you get into the cycle where your days are filled with childcare and a bit of part-time work here and there. And then every now and then, you see a science job and think, right, I'm going to try and get myself back into biosciences. Problem is you don't have much time for doing that because everything else is a day, so it usually results in sleep takes a hit where you apply for a job. Often you get rejected, months go by, you recuperate, career gap grows a bit bigger, and this cycle just goes on. So you're, at this point, as well trained, had a lot of experience in STEM, and then for me, this next section went on for another 11 years. So I was got a 10-year career, 11-year gap. So why does that rejection keep happening on the cycle? And I kind of put some ideas on here of what stops you getting back in. And obviously you've got the career gap on your CV. And employers tend to think you're a bit out of touch of what's going on in the lab, the latest techniques, etc. And you tend to lack a bit of confidence because, 11 years not doing it, it doesn't come across that well in an interview. I also found that your self-image, if you kind of met me at a party, I wouldn't say I was a scientist. When someone asked you what you do, I'd be saying I was a builder because that's sort of the part-time work I did. And obviously you've also got the childcare commitments, so trying to jump back into a full-time job, the employer's a little bit worried that that's still ongoing. And often I was told things like it's too big a risk compared to another candidate who hasn't got all these things. So how do we get beyond that and get people with all those years of experience back into STEM who've had a career gap? So for me, it was the Daphne Jackson Trust that helped me and get organised my path back into working in science again. So they're the leading organisation dedicated to bringing these experienced STEM professionals back into work after career break. And they tackle, I don't know how my time's going, but I'm going to probably fly through some of these. They tackle a lot of those problems that are on the other side of that wall. So, for example, the confidence. Their fellowships are designed to rebuild confidence. Their fellowships are part-time and are made very flexible, so you can arrange them around commitments of childcare, etc., that are still ongoing. And I found out more of this later on afterwards because when I was applying for things, you have all these kind of hurdles to go through, and you think, I've got to get this done, but then you realise that things are being designed to retrain because they know what your weaknesses are and retraining you to come back. So even right from the start of the application process, there's a support level there which slowly builds your self-image back into being a scientist and takes you through those steps and makes you ready for when you do go back into employment. You're there. So do they work? So obviously for mine was successful. How about with other people? So I've got this data from the Daphne Jackson Trust, and you can see that roughly 90% of the people that go through their fellowships end up remaining in STEM careers, so they have been pulled back into the STEM. And they go on to make an impact in the world of the biosciences after coming back into their careers. And then this is, I'm here today, but I'm only one of the 4% of the male on there. My career break was 11 years. You can see it's kind of in the middle of what is around, and my previous experience was 9-10 years, I think it was. And you can see that kind of fits into there. So there's all sorts of people and a big mix. It's also not just the biological sciences. And this is a picture that I had of before I joined, actually, but this is the sort of number of people that go through each year and get put back into work. So this was a group from 2015, and I think it's roughly the same size each year that come back. And you can see there's a diverse bunch there. So that's all about Duffy Jackson Trust, who really helped me get my career back online, but also there's some other factors involved, and that's that the funders had to take a risk on me in the same way the employers in the job interviews weren't before. So in my case, the BBSRC put some funding forwards, and Plymouth University were willing to take that risk that I could be an asset again at the end of the fellowship. And the other thing that really helped, and is changing more and more nowadays, is having a flexible work environment. So this is particular to being in Plymouth, but they do have a commitment to increasing and monitoring diversity, and in line with the Athena Swan, which has programs such as meetings have to be within core hours of the day, up between 9 and 4, to ensure that school hours work. I had an HR department who tried to, initially when I first went, they tried to say, right, you're part-time, what hours are you working? And I was saying, well, I'll be working probably 9:30 to 3 in term time, and then half term won't be around much, and school holidays I won't be around much, maybe I get an hour or two in here or there. And they were saying, no, we need hours each day. And I was saying, well, it adds up to half time every year if you add it up. And they just went, no, just do it, just do. So that was really great that they had that attitude. My PI who runs my lab was also very flexible and mentored me, and he, as long as I was producing results, he wasn't adding up when I was there, when I wasn't there, what I was doing. I know this isn't the case throughout all the research groups, because some do require their staff to be there 9 to 5. So that's hopefully I'm being successful, help change some of the other research groups. I'm now running out of time. Our labs are open 24 hours a day, so if I wanted to, I could work 3 in the morning till 6 in the morning or something. It's possible now to do that. And often I did work later in the evenings when my wife was at home with the kids. And of course, the mobile office, having a laptop and a phone, and it means I could do lab work at work and then go home and do the research and writing and stuff at home. So if you want to find out more, there's Duffy Jackson Trust website. There's loads more information on there. So, thank you.